my boy GoGo Eddy. Hey, we're gonna do a podcast.
Hey yo, what up go-getters? This is my first podcast ever. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I've been watching podcasters such as Joe Rogan, and recently one of our YouTubers has released his first podcast, Alex Pamaladea. Not sure if I said it right, but I might be invited to his podcast. So yeah, that's awesome. Here I have a guest, SuperMoh. He's been a long friend of mine. I've gotten him into YouTubing about last year. Tell us your experience of how you got into YouTubing.
Okay, so I always had like a dream, like becoming like a successful YouTuber, but I just had to use like my thing, you know. I started using fitness basically, and I wanted like people to be motivated from my story, how I would start off as a young chubby kid, and I like transformed my body. And in April time, actually, I'm doing my first show. So that's like a dream for like kids my like 13, 14 that are like going through the same kind of circumstances, like they're chubby. It's a dream, like, right? So when I used to see people like go up on stage, it was just a dream of mine, right? So I'm going to achieve it by 19, hopefully, if I get lean enough. I hired a coach and all that, so I'm taking it really, really seriously. And I'm going to bring along my channel through my experience with my show. That's probably, I'm probably going to start like prepping in January time. So I think YouTube is good. YouTube is good. It just requires a lot of consistency, effort, determination. You need to have your head in. You need to go in with a plan. You need to know what your audience wants to see, and you need to be good at editing. Just basic, right? Like equipment, that comes after. You need to just start off with the basics, right? And if you have a dream, just go for it. And I promise that it'll pay off at the end. And don't worry about anything. Just go for it. Don't like. I have classmates who like make fun of me and stuff, but like who cares, right? When I'm successful, when I got 10 million subscribers, I'm gonna be the one laughing at them. Do you know what I mean? So like that's a big goal,
yeah,
bro.
That's the thing about YouTube. And well, as soon as you start YouTube, as soon as you start making content online, such as on Instagram, YouTube, wherever, there are gonna be haters that are gonna hate on you, make funny comments about you, but you just gotta let the hate not stop you, focus on your goals, and that's what we've done. That's why we still continue to put out awesome content. And yeah, tell us where you're from, SuperMoh. Well, what's your real name, first of all?
Okay, so my real name is Muhammad Rahmani, so, but like, I just like my YouTube name, SuperMoh. Actually, it was inspired by like, so my favorite like superhero is Superman, and I always liked him, so I just like thought about it, just like, you know, take the Superman, change 2 letters, put in SuperMoh, and there you have it, like the creative name. And everybody like addresses me by that. Like obviously people that know that I do YouTube address me by SuperMoh, so I like it a lot. And where I'm from, I'm actually from Syria. That's where I was born, but I came here when I was like 3. So obviously like I'm kind of Irish in a way. Like I'm an Irish citizen, so that makes me Irish, I suppose. Just not the name. And yeah, that's where I'm from.
Awesome. Myself, I'm from Latvia, if you don't know already, and I've moved over to Ireland since I was 13. But yeah, I actually remember the first day I saw you. It was in the first day of college.
It was in a class.
In a class. And how did we meet?
You heard me talking about the gym, and I left class, and he came up to me and he was like, "Oh, bro, you go to the gym?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "Oh, do you want to go hit a workout? What gym do you go to?" I'm like, "The college gym." And we ended up going, hitting a workout. I told him about my YouTube dreams, and he was like, "You know what, actually, let's film a video." I didn't have a camera back then or anything. He filmed my first video, edited it, put it out, got a like 500 views straight away from like friends and family, and I was like, you know what, this is this is what I want to do, right? So I got such an adrenaline rush, such like a feeling of happiness and like proud. I felt proud, you know, for doing that. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it, you know, just put everything aside. Me being awkward, shy, and just put that aside and just start making YouTube videos. And obviously right now, I know like my channel is dead. Like I haven't uploaded in a while. It's just lack of motivation. But I'm gonna go up. Like I'm waiting for a big thing. You know, I'm bulking at the moment, so I'm waiting for the prep just to show my audience how I'm gonna prep and get lean, and just, you know, motivate them even further.
Yeah, be sure to check out SuperMoh's journey. The reason I'm saying SuperMoh is because you can check him out on YouTube by the name of SuperMoh, like he said. Yeah, he's gonna be putting out really awesome content of him prepping for his upcoming competition. And if you don't know, I've actually won a top 3 place in the last competition I had. It was my first, in fact. It was NBFI, which stands for Natural Bodybuilding Federation of Ireland, and I placed top 3 in under 19s category. And he was actually giving me awesome advice about cutting. So thank you, Daph. Thank you for that, man.
Yeah, man. I swear, I think that was awesome. Like placing in top 3 in Ireland, like that's just awesome. But like, I feel like I'm doing a show before I turn 20, because once you get beyond 20, it goes up into the under 23s class, and that just people just go on steroids, like, right? So just
I hate this. Yeah. I hate this thing,
man. Just I'm gonna stay away from it. Do a show, like achieve my dream at 19. Gonna compete. I don't know. I might like qualify to the finals or something. I don't know how the show's going. But like I said, yeah, I hired a coach and everything, so I'm 100% in this. Like, this is my life for the next 4 months now, from January to April. It's all I'm going to think about. Just the fitness journey, the show. That's all I'm going to care about. And obviously, like the last 2-3 weeks, it's probably going to be like blood, sweat, and tears. And I mean tears. Like, probably going to cry from like the low calories.
Oh,
like,
it's hard.
Actually, tell us about your experience. Like last 2 weeks, how did you feel?
In fact, the last month or two, the last month in particular, I wanted to give up so freaking bad. Every single second of my life was ruthless.
Yeah.
Starting from waking up to going to sleep, dieting, counting my calories, and training. I think the hardest thing was obviously eating, because I was in a calorie deficit for
extreme calorie deficit.
Extreme calorie deficit.
Like,
I was eating less than I was eating, I think, before the last week of before my competition, I was eating around 1,600 calories, I believe, or 1,700.
Like, if you don't know, like the average man eats around 2,500, so 1,600 for a guy. That's obviously training, that uses a lot of energy, and that needs the calories. It's just your body has to be in like an energy deficit, basically. So it's gonna like use up your body fuels like fat. That's like the main goal. We don't want to like burn the muscle. We want to burn the fat off, obviously, and that's why you need to go down. But you need to put down your calories, and obviously as the weeks go by, it gets harder and harder. You need to put down your calories even more, and it's just, I mean, it's just stressful on the mind. It's just stressful on the body, and the really scary thing is not even that. Like after you finish your competition, some people end up with food eating disorders. Like you just eat so much that you eat for like a week. After your competition.
That's exactly what happened.
And then you hate food, like you actually just hate food, because you build this relationship with food that is so bad. It's not healthy. Like, I'm not saying obviously doing shows is healthy. I don't even recommend it. But if it's your dream, then go out and do it, man. Whatever it is, like, you know, there's a lot of unhealthy things in the world, but people still do it. Like even someone is drinking coffee. Like caffeine is a highly addictive substance. People do it, like, so.
My advice is, those of you who do bodybuilding and are interested in competing, such as yourself, my advice to you is actually, once you get off the competition, is to slowly increase back your calories to normal.
That's actually, there's actually a name for that. It's called, I think, it's called reverse dieting or something like that, and you just, you start putting them back up like very, very, very minimal. You don't go all out, because then you're going to get really fat and you're going to hate food. That's
because I made the mistake of not being organized after my competition. I had a plan of like, oh, I'm gonna do this and do that after the competition. But after the competition, I won like the top 3 place. I was so hyped about it. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna eat so much food now. And I completely forgot about my plan of like slowly increasing my calories. That I think I must have eaten like 5,000 to 10,000 calories in the next day. And I think
tell us about the diarrhea. You had diarrhea.
I got sick. I got so sick that I was literally shitting water.
It happens. Yeah, it happens.
And it was really bad for about a week. I missed work for about a week. I couldn't go to work. I was really bad, but you know, I won top 3. That I'm really proud of that.
Exactly. He still has his trophy. Like,
these things happen, but next time I'll know.
So actually, I have experience with like cutting, because I went on a 16-week cut last year, and my photo, like, I was in 10% body fat. Obviously, that's nowhere near like 6% like stage lean, but that was lean anyways. So,
Bro, you know what I got down to?
less
than 3%.
No way.
Shoot, that's why I won. I got down to less than 3%.
Oh my god, that's actually crazy.
At least that's what it looked like.
Yeah,
I compared myself to other pictures on Google, and it said this is what body looks like when it's under 3%, and that's exactly what I looked like.
Guys, I swear to God, like 10%, and I was feeling really, really bad. And the last like 2-3 weeks, honestly, I just wanted to give up. But the mistake I did when I did my photo shoot was I went in with a plan, but I didn't have a coach, right? So I really think if it's something you're interested in, you should definitely go out and hire a coach. The money will be worth it. Like everybody thinks like paying €150 for a month's coaching to a guy that's going to teach you, coach you online is not worth it. Like you're throwing your money away. But trust me, guys, it's not, because since I hired my coach, I know it's only been like an off-season phase. But honestly, the training method, the macros, if you stick to them exactly as he says or she says, then you're going to see huge change in yourself. You're going to get stronger. Like, I actually hit a PB, like, if some of you don't know what a PB is, it's a personal best of 115 kg on the bench press.
Just 150?
Like 15.
Wow.
Yeah, so my old one was like 95, 20 kg increase in...
Wait, your old one was 95 kg bench press?
For one rep, like.
When was that?
Probably like, I don't know.
Does that mean that I was stronger than you over a year ago? Because I could do 100 kg twice.
Oh,
I remember you doing like 150 kilogram deadlifts. So
yeah,
I thought you were
but my
strong.
bench was always whacked. Like, it was so bad.
Uh-huh.
And then this is what my coach said. Like, first picture I sent him, right? He didn't know anything about me. I just sent him the first picture, told him a bit about like my body and all that, and then straight away he was like, you know what? Out of experience, we need to bring up your chest. So what does he do? He puts up the chest frequency. So I started training chest more times in the week, and that's how you, like, people don't know this, right? But if you want to train a lagging body part, you need to train it more times throughout the week, and not just more volume, not just more weight, less weight if you have to. You just need to train it more often, because at the end of the day, it's all about how many times you train it throughout the week, and that's how you put up your chest. And my chest is right now one of my strongest body parts, because obviously I put focus on it. Another thing I want to bring up is just my rear delts. Like, they've always been a lagging body part of mine, so I'd love to bring them back up. But we'll see how lean I get, and hopefully I'll hit 3%, but I really doubt it. But like,
it's possible.
It is possible.
It takes a lot of patience and discipline and just counting your calories.
7 days a week. Like, you like, I'm actually the biggest one that knows about this when it comes to the weekend. You just let go. You know what I mean? But I mean, when you're doing something like as crazy as this and as intense and as extreme, you need to 7 days, 24 hours. Your life has to be show. Like, you just have to be thinking about it. I suppose it's like a 24-hour job. Like, you just have to be sleeping the right way, eating the right way, drinking. Like, everything is numbers. Everything is just like statistics, and it's just, it gets to your head sometimes. But if you want to get up there, because like, you never know, I could go up on stage, let's say I place top 5, and some like big company realizes me and just, you know, here, we'll hand you up a sponsorship, you know.
There's a lot of money making opportunities in the fitness industry itself, because once you're a bodybuilder, once you step onto the stage, there's going to be official people that know a lot about fitness, that know a lot about supplements, that own their own company, and know big people in the fitness industry, and you're more likely to be sponsored by supplement company, clothing company, whatever.
I'd love to be sponsored by My Protein. So My Protein, if you're watching this video right now, if anyone on My Protein is watching this video, make sure to hit me up with a sponsorship. You know, SuperMoh, the YouTube name. So yeah, I'd love to be sponsored by you guys.
Definitely. Check out that guy.
And so let's just go away from fitness right now and talk about YouTube as a community. What do we think about YouTube as a community is what I wanted to ask you. Do we think that there is enough money to be made, or could you make your dreams come true just on YouTube? Do you think it's possible? Do you think anyone could just pick up a camera, start making YouTube videos, and actually achieve their dreams of becoming popular, famous, rich, whatever they want to be? Do you think it's possible?
I think it's possible, but personally I think you have to be really lucky, and you have you have to be able to work really extremely hard and put out a lot of videos. That means putting out videos every single day, or if not, you have to make a really good video at least once a week that can impact millions of people. But yeah, it's a numbers game basically, and you have to be really
Fortunate.
Really
You need to be fortunate. There is a bit of fortune in it, but I mean, it's just like everything in life. Like, let's just say you're going to a job interview for a 9 to 5 job, like just simple. Everybody thinks anyone can get it, right? You go in, there's somebody there, both of you are getting interviewed, and it could be just down to luck. They just like pick someone, and they're like, okay, you both have the same like background or whatever, and you like the boss needs you both, so he doesn't know what to choose out of a hat. You know, you get the you get the D, you get the work, and the other guy doesn't. Like, it's just, it could be luck. It's just like everything in life. But I think if you put in enough into it, if you make it your priority, you'll definitely get up there. You'll definitely make a name for yourself, and there's definitely money to be made in the YouTube game. Anybody that tells you YouTube doesn't make you money is an absolute lie. I think not just views alone, like the YouTube industry is not going to be paying you so much. It will be paying you not too much, but I think it's the sponsors that come with it as well. Like,
you have to be smart about it. Whenever you make a video, you have to make it from a marketing point of view.
Exactly. And not just for, like, obviously there's so much that you can do for passion. Yeah, I love making videos. Like, I know, like, for example, my brother, he just likes sitting down and writing songs. Like, it's out of passion. And sometimes when you put, like, marketing into it and money into it, obviously it takes out the love of the game, which brings me on to KSI. What do we think of that guy? Like, what has he done? Like, why? How is YouTube destroying him? That's because I think YouTube is destroying him, man. I think all the fame, like, he's putting out like diss tracks with him sitting on a throne, thinking he's God or something, and obviously he's not. He's far off it. Like, but what do we think of KSI?
I mean, it happens to some people when they get famous. You've seen this on the internet many times. Like, when they get famous, they get too caught up in what's happening around them that they forget what's inside of them. They're caught up in their egos. They're caught up with all the fame and money and that bullshit. But yeah, what happened to KSI, I think, is it's just I honestly think he could be the sociopath. I think Shane Dawson, if you're watching this, I think you should have interviewed KSI instead of Jake Paul. You should have done the whole documentary about KSI, because he's more likely to be a sociopath than Jake Paul.
I personally, right? So KSI thinks he's this rapper, and at the end of the Aries diss track on Quadeca, he said, all day, every day, this is easy for me. And then he goes, ha 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 ha, right? Okay, so if this is easy for you, bro, your like diss tracks or like your music should be good, and it's not even, bro. Like, if I was to give your diss track on Quadeca a rating, it'll be like 2 out of 10. And Quadeca's wasn't the best, but he has just more flow than you, bro. Like, he's just better in general, right? Like, what the hell talking that he can't drink because he's underage? Like, why you bringing that up? Or about his past relationships? Why you going there? And why you think, like, why you calling yourself God, bro? Like, that for me is just...
I like the whole thing about the gods and bringing up like philosophy of the Greek gods, but thinking you're a god yourself and acting like one, that's just out of, that's not normal. That's not morally acceptable.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
And I think, like, obviously KSI is doing good for everyone in the YouTube community. Like, I like him for this reason, right? He's so big, he attracts so much attention. Yeah, and he gets so much views, right? Like, he's so relevant that anybody could talk about KSI and their video could hit. So I could probably just like make a diss track on KSI right now. Okay, what the hell is going on with this YouTube game? I'm in such a shame that I'm part of all this. KSI, you're a bitch, get off my dick. Listen up, okay, you're KSI Oloton G. So tell me, how can you be dissing Deji? He's your brother, man. He's part of the fam. You got the same blood. What's going on in your head? You think you're Aries, the god of war? Oh my god, bro, you can't even drive a car. Every time you drive a Lambo, you gon' crash. And your music is so trash. Good music video, good bars. Like, I just do my research. Nobody knows how long it took me to do it. Boom, I upload the video. You never know, he might see it, I might blow up, who knows. But that's the thing. Like the DAX is using him, Quadeca is using him. Everybody uses KSI to gain relevancy, right? But what he's doing with his family, the way he's treating Deji, I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's right. Like who puts like friends before family? Like that for me is an X altogether. Like blocking your brother on Twitter because and then did you see the Keemstar what's your drama alert? Did you see his?
I don't watch him.
I just seen it, like it was on my YouTube feed, right? So I just watched it, and he has texts of him and KSI, and KSI told him I needed to eliminate the problem from my life, and he labeled Deji as the problem in his life. Like no, like he was beefing with Harry, he was beefing with Miniminter last year, and they got back to being friends again. But like putting your brother like second to your friends, or even like Deji's saying that he's treating his family bad as well. I think that's a no, right? Like it's just family comes first. Family is priority. I don't care what culture you are. I don't care what religion you follow. Family comes first. Blood comes first, right? You just it doesn't matter how famous you are. You can't put your friends before your family. That's what I think, at least. I think you probably share the same insight on it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, friends are always the second priority after family. That I think that's most common for everybody.
He just like what the hell, bro? Like he just thinks he's better than everybody else. And I mean, okay, the whole hype up to the Weller match and all that. Okay, that was good. And then you won at the end. Like, okay, I still think the fight was fake. I still think because KSI has more money, they probably let him win. And then to prove it was even more fake, him and Logan drew. Okay, like how could?
Nah, I don't think that's fake. The fight, it looks like they put on a really good show. I mean, I don't see anything.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't see
it was
fake about it.
It was more show though.
It was a show, but it was a real show.
Yeah, but like.
And there was a
Joe Weller didn't throw any punches, like.
He did.
Like, but not too much. Not as much as KSI.
Well, maybe he couldn't get those punches.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like KSI, the whole Weller thing, you won. Like, okay, you're good. And then Logan Paul, they drew. How could they, like? Why did they draw? Like, what do you think?
Maybe they're both equally good.
I don't know, man. Logan.
I personally think that Logan should have won. I personally think that he did slightly better than KSI, but somehow.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And then I don't know, man. I don't know.
It just happened. So what can we do? There's gonna be a second fight, so that's good.
Yeah, hopefully we get to see a second fight.
Oh, there is gonna be a second fight. It's
man.
on the contract.
I can't wait, man.
Yeah.
I actually can't wait. I hope Logan beats him. I don't like Logan Paul, but like the stuff that KSI is doing right now, no, man, get that out. Like I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Alright guys, so
this has been the podcast for today. I hope you liked it. This is my first episode with SuperMoh. If any of you would be interested in coming on to my podcast, please let me know. Send me an email, send me a DM, comment down on this video. Anyways, wherever you're listening from, just hit me up if you're interested in being on this podcast. I wanna get more people like SuperMoh on the podcast. I wanna get entrepreneurs on this podcast. I wanna get comedians on this podcast. And anybody who has basically an inspiring, funny, life-changing story to share that could inspire people, please hit me up. With that said, hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out, guys. Thanks for listening.